Welcome to Yoga Flow with Megan, Yoga Stretch for Beginners, Sequence 3. For this practice, you'll need 2 blocks or 2 hardcover books of similar size and shape, and a strap or a belt. Also, a pillow and a blanket for later. To begin, find yourself in a comfortable seated position. So legs can be crossed or straight out in front of you. Placing hands on top of the knees, palms facing the ceiling. Closing your eyes. Relaxing your shoulders, your face, your jaw, your eyes. Lengthening the spine. Gently lifting the chin. Centering yourself on the mat and in this space. Releasing your chin to your chest, begin to roll the head. Other side. Begin to roll the shoulders. Releasing the shoulders down, you're going to reach out with the right arm, taking the left hand and gently pushing back on the right fingertips. Releasing, straightening the left arm, taking the right hand, gently pushing back on the left fingertips. And then just circling the wrists. Placing hands on top of the knees, we're going to inhale as we lift the chest, lifting the shoulders, and exhale, closing the shoulder blades, lowering down. Inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the shoulders. Exhale, closing the shoulder blades, lowering down. And just continue moving to the breath in a circular motion. And exhale, releasing shoulders down. We're going to inhale as we lift the arms up nice and high, placing hands in prayer. And we're going to exhale as we slowly lean to the right. We're going to place the right hand on the mat. As you lean to that right side, really opening the chest, looking up to the ceiling. Taking nice deep breaths. Inhale, back to center, placing hands in prayer. Exhale, releasing the left hand down, leaning to your left side, opening the chest, looking up. Inhale, back to center, hands in prayer. Exhale, as you gently twist to the right. You're going to place your left hand on that right knee, right hand behind you. So left hand, right knee, right hand behind you, taking nice deep breaths. Inhale, back to center, hands in prayer. Exhale, gently twisting to your left. Placing the right hand on the left knee, left hand behind you. So right hand, left knee, left hand behind you. Nice deep breaths. Inhale, back to center, hands in prayer. And exhale, bring hands to heart center, hands to chest. Relaxing those shoulders, closing the eyes, and thinking of an intention for your practice. Releasing your hands down. We're going to move into tabletop position. So the knees and feet are hip distance apart. Your toes can be tucked or flat. Your wrists are directly under the shoulders. Fingers are slightly spread, pointing to the top of the mat. So whenever your hands are on the mat, they're always pointing to the top. They're slightly spread, and you're always gripping the mat with your finger pads and your entire palm. So that takes less pressure away from the wrists. And also, if your knees ever get sore here, feel free to double up your mat. You can put a blanket or a towel under your mat just to give you that little extra cushion. So from here, we're going to inhale as we open the chest, looking up, curving the back to the mat. Exhale, bringing chin to chest, curving the back to the ceiling. Inhale, opening the chest, looking up. Exhale, chin to chest, curving the back to the ceiling. And just continue doing this, moving to your own breath. And exhale, releasing to flat back, neutral spine. We're going to inhale as we open up our chest, so lifting up that right arm, looking up to the right fingertips, and exhale, bringing that right hand behind the left wrist, right shoulder to the mat, right ear to the mat. Nice deep breath, stretching out that shoulder. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, left arm up, opening the chest, looking up at the left fingertips. Exhale, releasing that left hand behind the right wrist. Left shoulder to the mat, left ear to the mat. Nice deep breath. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, tabletop. From here, we're going to walk our palms forward. Lowering the chest, placing the forehead down to the mat. I love this one, it's a nice stretch. So we're going to curl our fingers forward as we lift up to the fingertips, creating space in that spine. Nice deep breaths. And walking your palms back to tabletop. So remember, fingers slightly spread, really gripping the mat with your finger pads. So looking straight ahead, and here you can tuck your toes here, gives you a little extra balance. We're going to inhale as we lift that right knee up. Exhale, releasing it down. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale, releasing it down. So we're going to do this again, and feel free to continue doing that. Or for a little bit more of a challenge, we're going to lift an arm up while we lift the leg back. So inhale, right knee back, left arm up, looking straight ahead. Exhale, releasing the right knee down, left arm down. So now opposites, other side. Inhale, left knee back, right arm up. And exhale, releasing down. So just checking that your knees and your feet are hip distance apart. Fingers slightly spread, wrists under the shoulders, really gripping that mat. We're going to inhale up to downward dog position. So inhale, lifting those hips up high, pushing back on the heels, bringing the head between the elbows. So just feel free to keep those knees bent here. But the arms are straight, back is flat. And just start to pedal the feet, warming up the legs. And we're going to slowly walk the feet to the top of the mat, trying to keep that head low. I know it's hard. Doing the best you can, keeping the knees bent, letting your head hang. Hands on the elbows as you gently sway from side to side. And exhale, releasing hands to the sides of the feet. So the next inhale, we're going to slowly lift ourselves up to a standing position. So we never want to rush when we're moving up or down, so nice and slow. So inhale, lifting up the chest, opening the arms, hands up in prayer. Exhale, bringing hands to chest. And just relaxing your shoulders, your face, closing your eyes, centering yourself on the mat. And releasing your hands down. So now we're going to grab our books or our blocks. So whatever you have handy, or just something that's of a similar size and shape to this. So when we're standing on the mat, we always want our feet to be hip distance apart and pointing forward so they're parallel. So what I mean is, we don't want the feet out too wide. Bringing them together is comfortable for some people, but not for most. So we always like to say hip distance apart and toes parallel. So we don't want our feet out wide, and we don't want the toes pointed together. So something like this. And then we're going to place the blocks either at the sides of the feet or straight in front. So whatever's kind of comfortable for you. I like them at the sides of my feet, and I'm also going to start at a high level with my blocks, but feel free to do what works for you. So inhale as you lift the arms up, hands in prayer. Exhale, opening the arms, bending the knees. Placing hands on your blocks, knees are bent, head is hanging. So if this is too much of a stretch for you, skip the blocks and just place hands on your hips. So feel free to do that too. Inhale as you straighten the legs, flattening the back. Exhale, bending the knees, letting the head hang. And we'll do one more. Inhale, straightening the legs, flattening the back. And exhale, bending the knees, lowering the head. Placing blocks to the side now. Hands at the sides of the feet. We're going to step the right foot back, lunge. And just finding your balance here for a moment. When you're ready, we're going to step the left foot back, hips up, back to downward dog. Taking a breath. And exhale down to plank. So we're going to exhale as we lean forward. You might have to walk the toes back to plank pose here, keeping that core strong. And we're going to release knees, chest, chin, down to the mat. Untucking the toes. Feet are flat, bringing those elbows to the chest, fingers slightly spread, doing a baby cobra here. When you're ready, inhale, lifting the chest and the wrists up off the mat. Exhale, releasing down. Moving into child's pose, inhale the chest up. Exhale, sitting back on the heels, arms extended, forehead on the mat. And feel free to open up the knees a little wider if that's more comfortable. Inhale, lifting the hips up. We're going to go to tabletop, so placing the wrists under the shoulders, fingers slightly spread, tucking the toes. Lifting up to downward dog. We're going to inhale, lifting up the hips, pushing back on the heels, head between the elbows. And again, you can keep those knees bent here. On the next inhale, we're going to lift the heels up onto the toes. When you're ready, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Slowly walking the feet to the top of the mat, trying to keep the head low. Feet hip distance apart and parallel, knees are bent. Setting up your blocks here. Letting the head hang. Inhale as you straighten the legs, flattening the back. Exhale, bending the knees, lowering the head. One more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, release. Moving the blocks to the side again. The next inhale, slowly lifting, standing position. Inhale, lifting up the chest, opening the arms, hands up in prayer. Exhale, bringing hands to chest. Checking in on the breath. And we'll do one more. Inhale, arms up, hands in prayer. Exhale, opening the arms, lowering the chest, bending the knees. Setting up your blocks again, or hands on the hips, whatever's comfortable. Knees bent, head hanging. Inhale, so you straighten the legs, flattening the back. Exhale, bending the knees, lowering the head. One more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, release. Moving your blocks to the side, hands at the sides of the feet. We're going to step the left foot back in lunge now. When you're ready, left foot back, finding your balance. And we're going to step the right foot back, downward dog. Hips up high. Taking a breath. And then we're going to lower, exhale, down to plank. See if you can stay here for a couple breaths. Really good for the core. And now releasing, knees, chest, chin. So we're going to do another baby cobra here. So untucking the toes, fingers slightly spread, elbows to the chest. When you're ready, inhale, lift. And exhale, release. So from here you can do another baby cobra, or you can move into full cobra. So full cobra. So I don't like to rush into this one. It's one of those tricky positions that are, it's often, how do I say that? It's often learned too quickly, and some people will pick up a bad habit and then continue it. It's really hard to break that habit. I'll show you what I mean. So for cobra, it's the same thing. We bring the elbows to the chest, fingers slightly spread. And we're going to inhale, untucking the toes. And we're going to inhale as we slowly lift the chest up, but keeping those elbows slightly bent, pelvis on the mat. And exhale, releasing down. So what I often see is these elbows out. People go inhale like that. So that's fine for sometimes, but the problem is if you do that over a period of time, it's going to really hurt that joint. So we want to bring those elbows into the chest, almost like they're glued to your chest. So we'll do it again. So elbows glued to the chest, fingers slightly spread. We're going to inhale. So we want to bring those wrists they're at the sides of the rib cage here as well. Inhale, lifting up nice and gently. And exhale, releasing down. So I'll do it one more time, except back on the mat here. So you can see it from that point of view as well. And again, just feel free to stay with baby cobra, nothing wrong with that. So we're going to bring the hands to the sides of the rib cage, fingers pointing to the top of the mat, elbows to the chest, untucking those toes. Inhale, gently lift. Exhale, release. Another thing I see is when people do cobra, they inhale and they go way up and they lock that joint up here, and that's too much because, again, if you do that over time, you're really gonna crunch that lower back there, so that's not good either. So always kind of keep a slight bend. So I'll do it one more time. Inhale, lifting up that chest, keeping that slight bend there. So it's not about all the way up, so just a slight bend. Okay, enough about cobra. Now we're gonna sit back in child's pose, taking a rest. Sitting back on the heels, arms extended, forehead on the mat. And inhale, lifting up the hips, tabletop. Placing those wrists in the shoulders, fingers slightly spread, tucking the toes, knees and feet hip distance apart. Inhale, lifting up the hips, pushing back on the heels, head between the elbows. And you can just pedal the feet here again. On the next inhale, lifting the heels up onto the toes. When you're ready, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And slowly walking to the top of the mat. Keeping the head low. Setting up your blocks or your books. Sides of the feet. Knees are bent, head is hanging. Inhale, straightening the legs, flattening the back. Exhale, release and bend. One more. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, release and bend. Placing your blocks, sides of the mat. Next inhale, slowly lifting, standing position. Inhale, lifting the chest, opening the arms, hands up in prayer. Exhale, hands to chest. Going back to the breath. And inhale, as you lift the arms up, interlacing the fingers, bringing the palms to face the ceiling, relaxing the shoulders. And inhale as you lift the chest up, exhale, leaning to your right. Try to keep the arms straight, chest open, so we don't want to go like that, nice and open. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, leaning to your left. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, releasing arms down. And just rolling head, shoulders. Taking a breath. So from here, we're going to do our first balancing pose. Although there's lots of other poses here where we're balancing, but this is our first official balancing pose. So we'll try tree pose. So we're going to do it with our right leg first, so I'll show you a couple different things and then we'll do it together. So the foundation is the most important for balance. So foundation again, feet hip distance apart. I'm really balancing on all four corners of the feet. So we're not putting too much pressure on the front or the heels, kind of a nice balance. Our shoulders are open, hands on the hips. So for tree, there's a few different ways you can do it. You can place that right foot on that left heel, just slightly up. There's nothing wrong with this, holding here. Or you can go a little bit higher on the calf. Or for the full tree, you can do it over the knee, up here for tree. So something you'll hear commonly is not to place the foot on the knee. And the reason people always say this is because we'll find people put too much pressure on that knee to balance and they're kind of like this, which again is not good for the joint. But if you find yourself between the calf and the thigh, but you're not quite up here, you can place your foot on that knee, but just be aware that you're not pressing into the knee, if that makes sense. Okay, so walking that out, we'll do it together. Checking the foundation, hands on the hips, shoulders back. Another little tip here is find a spot to focus your gaze. So looking straight in front of you, find that spot, really feeling balance on that left foot. When you're ready, inhale, lifting up that right foot, placing it wherever you're comfortable, holding here, nice deep breaths. And exhale, releasing down. And just walking that out. So we're going to move into warrior two position. So to do that, we're going to step that right foot back. So we want a nice gap between the 2 feet. From here, I'm going to turn this right foot so it's now parallel to the back of the mat. And my hips now open. So before my hips were square to the top, but now they're square to the long edge of the mat. So that's where we want them. So that left foot's pointing to the top of the mat, that right foot's parallel to the back. Now we're going to bend this left knee. So we want this knee in line with that ankle. We don't want it over the ankle, we want it in nice alignment. If this is too deep for you, a slight bend. So it's better to, how do I say it, gently bend than over bend, if that makes sense. So just finding your balance here, finding what's comfortable for you. Once you get your legs and your feet placed, we're going to do our arms. So we're going to inhale the arms up, exhale, opening them. So our left arm is above that left leg. Our right arm is behind us. palms facing the ground and fingers are slightly spread. So you're looking over the left fingertips. Holding for nice deep breaths. Warrior two. Exhale, releasing hands to the hips. And now we're going to turn this left foot so it's parallel to the top of the mat. So we just move that so you can see. So I'm still in a nice wide stance. My feet are parallel to the top and bottom of the mat. I'm going to place hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers. Inhale, lifting and opening the chest. Exhale, leaning forward. Letting your head hang. Keeping hands here, you can just let them go. Just letting your hands hang, your head hang, nice deep breaths. And then placing hands back on the hips. We're going to inhale as we slowly lift the chest up and keeping a curve in the lower back. So we're protecting that spine back to center. Now warrior two, other side. So all we're going to do is move that right foot so it's pointing to the top of the mat. Left foot stays where it is. So it should be parallel to the, well now we flipped. So now it's parallel to the back of the mat. So we're going to bend that right knee again, making sure it's in line with the ankle. Left leg is straight. So just finding the good balance here for you. Once you got the feet set, we're going to do the arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, opening. Palms facing the mat, fingers slightly spread, looking over the right fingertips. Nice deep breaths. So from here, we're going to windmill down to lunge. So I'll show you what that means. We're going to inhale, lifting up the chest, and exhale as we place that right foot, well, right hand outside the right foot, left hand inside, turning that left foot so both feet are pointing to the top of the mat. So finding yourself here, finding your balance. And then we're going to step that right foot back to downward dog. When you're ready, right foot back, hips up. And again, feel free to just pedal the feet. And exhale, lowering down to plank. Holding here if you can. Releasing, knees, chest, chin. Okay, our last cobra here. So untucking the toes, feet are flat, bringing the elbows to the chest, fingers slightly spread. So feel free to stay with the baby cobra, especially if you do have any back sensitivities, that's perfect. Or if you want to move into full cobra, that's fine too. For full cobra, we want to draw the wrists back to the rib cage, keeping those elbows glued to the chest. When you're ready, inhale, just a gentle lift, keeping the elbows bent. Exhale, lowering down. Moving into child's pose, inhale the chest up. Exhale, sitting back on the heels, arms extended, forehead on the mat. Making yourself comfortable so you can open up those knees a little wider. And just taking this time, going back to your intention. And inhale, slowly lifting the chest, sitting back on the heels, rolling head, shoulders. And just doing any stretch your body needs. Okay, so from here, we're We're going to need that strap or belt, whatever you have, and optional, your blocks or your books. So we're going to find ourselves in a seated position. To begin, if your legs are crossed, you want the left leg on top of the right for now. So left leg on top of the right. If this isn't comfortable for you, feel free to straighten the legs or slightly bend them, whatever works. But if your legs are crossed, you can use your books or your blocks here to support the knees. Just makes it a little bit more comfortable. So you can try that, see what you think. Now, we're going to take one end of the strap our belt with the right hand. So remember, left leg is on top of the right leg, holding the strap with the right hands. We're going to lift it up. And I'm going to turn around here so you can see a little better. So holding that strap with the right hands, we're going to bend the right elbow behind the head. And we're going to reach behind us with the left hand, grabbing the strap. So feel free to really use the strap here, because we want to keep that chest open. So I'll turn around again, show you what I mean. So, nice open chest. We don't want to be like this, nice and open. It's a nice shoulder stretch here. And just closing your eyes, nice deep breaths. Staying here, or we're going to inhale as we lift and open the chest, and exhale, leaning forward, but just stopping wherever you're comfortable. Inhale, slowly back to center, and exhale, releasing the strap down. Just rolling out shoulders. So now we're going to flip. So now we want the right leg on top of the left. And if your legs are straight, you don't have to worry about that. And we're going to take the other end of the strap with the left hand. So we're going to lift it up here above the head. And we're going to bend that left elbow behind the head, taking that right hand behind you. So that right elbow is pointing to the mat, left elbow pointing to the ceiling. Keeping a nice open chest. Closing your eyes, nice deep breaths. Staying here, or inhale, lifting and opening the chest, and exhale, leaning forward. Stopping wherever you're comfortable, nice deep breaths. Inhale, back to center. And exhale. Releasing down, and again, just rolling out the shoulders, rolling the head. I was just thinking, if you don't have a strap or belt, you could have used a scarf. So I'll put that in the notes. All right, so now it's time to relax. So we're gonna lay down the mat. Before we do that, we're gonna place our blocks or our books on the outside of the mat towards the middle. And now getting our pillow here, placing it at the top, keeping the blanket handy if you're using one. And also feel free to put on socks here or a sweatshirt, whatever would make you comfortable. Wiggling your hips to the center of the mat, and exhale, lowering down. You can keep your knees bent here or straight, whatever's comfortable. Placing your arms at your sides, palms facing the ceiling. Shoulders are back, chest is open, eyes are closed. Becoming aware of the breath, feeling your chest rise and fall. Inhale the knees to the chest, wrapping your arms around them or just cupping the tops of the knees, whatever's comfortable. And taking another deep inhale. On the exhale, you're going to release both knees to the right, and you're going to let them rest on that block or book, while your chest stays at center. Inhale the knees back to center. And exhale, releasing them to the left, letting them rest over there. And if the block or book isn't comfortable, you can use a pillow or a blanket, whatever works. Nice deep breath. Inhale the knees back to center, placing your arms around them or cupping the tops of the knees and gently rocking from side to side. And exhale, releasing the legs down. And making yourself comfortable here for Savasana, so you can place a blanket on top of you, an eye mask, whatever works. Making yourself as comfortable as possible. Placing your arms at your side. Oh, this is really nice. Palms can face the ceiling or the mat. And just allowing yourself to completely relax. Trying to still the mind by focusing on the breath. Relaxing your toes, your feet, and your ankles. Relaxing your calves, your knees, and your thighs. Relaxing your fingers, your wrists, your arms, and your shoulders. Sinking deeper into the mat. Relaxing your neck, your head, your jaw, your eyes. Taking this time to just be still, mind and body. body. Begin to deepen the breath. You can wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. Circling the wrists, the ankles, nice gentle movements. Inhale as you lift the arms up. Exhale, lowering them down to the ground above the head, reaching up with the fingers, down with the toes. Inhale the knees to the chest, wrapping your arms around them. Staying still or gently rocking. And exhale, releasing your knees to the right side. You can let them rest on that block in the fetal position. Moving slowly when you're ready. Inhale as you gently lift yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Placing hands in prayer and closing this class with Namaste. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you back on the mat again soon. Bye.